Welcome to Installer Guru. Today, we're setting up Windows Active Directory, the essential tool for managing your organization's network. What is Active Directory? Active Directory, AD, is a Microsoft service that centralizes the management of users, computers, and resources within a network. It's the foundation for maintaining security and organization in any IT environment. Why do organizations need it? Active Directory simplifies network management, enhances security, and ensures that the right people have access to the right resources, all from one central location. Key benefits: centralized control, manage everything from one place. Improve security, control who accesses what. Scalability, grows with your organization. Streamlined access, one login for all resources. Automation, save time on routine tasks. Let's dive in and get your Active Directory set up. First, we will install a fresh Windows Server 2022. In this demo, I am using a virtual machine. The installation is very straightforward. For a detailed installation video, you can check our channel playlist. For this demo, I am skipping the basic installation part. After the installation, we will log into our server, and it will automatically redirect to the Server Manager section. Here, we first need to check some settings in the local server section. First, set the date and time zone as per your locality. Next, set the static IP for this server, as we will promote this server as an Active Directory server and DNS server. After that, we will change the server name. You can change it as per your choice. Now, restart the server to apply the changes. Next, we will add the Active Directory role from the Add Roles and Features section and complete the wizard as instructed. Select Active Directory Domain Services to add the feature and click Next. Now, install the role to make this server an Active Directory server. After the installation, we will promote this server as a directory server and complete the setup wizard. Here, you will get 3 options. 1. Add a domain controller to an existing domain, which is applicable when you are adding multiple domain services to an existing domain name. 2. Add a new domain to an existing forest, which will create a new name within the existing domain. 3. Add a new forest, which is for a fresh new domain in a new forest. We will choose Add a New Forest and create the domain name you want. In this demo, I am using IG Local. In the next option, you need to select the functional level of the domain system. By default, it is set to Windows Server 2016, which you can change depending on the client operating system used in your organization. For example, if you are still using Windows 7, you should select Windows Server 2012 functional level. This server will automatically configure itself as a DNS server and global catalog server. Now choose the DSRM password, which is used to protect and connect the domain server services to the client computer. Please use a strong password. Now, select the NetBIOS name of the domain. We will go with IG as the default and click Next. Next, select the file location of the database folder, sysvol folder, and log folder. We will go with the default location, but if needed, you can change it to another location. Now, review the settings, check the prerequisites, and hit Install. It will automatically install all the necessary settings. After the installation, it will automatically sign out or restart the server. After the restart, log into the server, and you will see that my DNS and ADDS systems are ready for further setup and configuration. If you click on the Start button and go to Administrative Tools, you can find ActiveDirectory users and computers, group policy management, and the DNS system, which we will configure one by one. First, we will set up users and computers. To do this, we will go to the ActiveDirectory users and computers console and add some organizational units. Under those units, we will create users and computers. In this demo, I am creating a few of them, but you can create as many as you need for your organization. Some units will hold users and some will hold computers. Now, if I try to create a user in the unit, I will encounter an error due to the password security policy, which we can resolve via group policy management. To change the policy, we need to log in to the group policy console and select the default domain policy. Under the settings, you can see the account password policy, which is configured by default and applied at the domain level. We will now change it to meet our needs. To do this, right-click on the policy and select Edit. In the Policy Editor window, there are two sections. One is a computer or host-based policy, and the second is a user-based policy. As you can see, the password policy is under the computer or host policy, so we will go to Computer Configuration and then Windows Settings, where you will find Security Settings and Account Policies. Here, you will find the password and account lockout policies. Now, we will change these policies as per our requirements. We will set the password history to remember 3 passwords and set the maximum password age to 180 days with a minimum of 1 day. Change the minimum password length to 4 characters. You can set a higher length for more security. For this demo, I'm keeping it simple for easy deployment. We will also disable password complexity settings, although this is not recommended for most environments. Next, we will change the account lockout policy to 5 minutes, which will automatically adjust the lockout threshold and reset duration settings. This setting will enforce account lockout for users within this domain environment. Now, press the Windows key +R to open the Run dialog, type CMD, and press Enter to open the command prompt. Here, type GP update, force to update the policy and apply it to the computers, or you can simply restart the computer. Next, we will go back to the Users and Computers console to create the users. Right-click on the organizational unit and select New User. This will open the user creation window. Fill in the user details, including the password. If you check the user must change password at next logon option, the user will be prompted to change the password after their first login. You can also create multiple groups and assign users to these groups. Next, we will create multiple policies and apply them to the organizational units. First, we will create a date and time policy that will be applied to users within this domain. To do this, select the Group Policy object, GPO, right-click to create a new policy, name it, and then edit it. Next, go to User Configuration and select Regional Options. Right-click and select New Regional Options. Here, you can choose your locality, number format, currency, time, and date format that you want to set for your users' computers. Press F5 to refresh, select Item Level Targeting, and save the policy. Now, link this policy to everyone in the domain. Right-click on the domain name, select Link an existing GPO, and choose the policy we just created. If we apply the policy at the top level, it will apply to all users and computers within the domain. Next, we will create software installation policies to automatically install necessary applications on our host computers and users. For example, we want to install 7-Zip. a free and open-source software for file archiving and zipping. Right-click on the Group Policy object, GPO, and create a new policy named 7-Zip Auto Install, then edit it. Before doing this, we need to download the 7-Zip MSI version from the 7-Zip website. Group Policy software installation only supports MSI files, as they are used for unattended software and service installation. After downloading the 7-Zip MSI, put it into a folder and create a shared folder, so every computer in the domain environment can access the software package path when installing it via policy scripting. Now, edit the 7-Zip Auto Install policy, select Computer Configuration, and then Software Settings. Under this, you will find Software Installation. Right-click and select New Package. Now, select the shared path where the 7-Zip MSI file is located and assign it for auto installation. Additionally, you can change other settings in the Properties section as per your need. We will apply this policy to our computer units since this is a host-based policy that will apply to the computer itself, regardless of which users are logged in. Similarly, we can install Google Chrome Enterprise Edition along with a custom policy file for Google Chrome. Create a new policy for Google Chrome installation, edit it, and assign it as a software package under the Software Installation settings. We will do the same for the VLC Media Player. Next, we will create a guest account disable policy for the user computers, ensuring that the default guest account is disabled for domain computers. Edit the Computer Configuration Security Settings section, where you will find the predefined policy for this purpose. Enable it. Now, link the policy to the respective organizational units. Next, we will create another policy for user profile redirection, which will provide domain users with desktop, documents, music, and other necessary default folders on a dedicated server with inheritable permissions. This policy ensures that users' basic desktop and document files are synchronized with the server. To create this, first, create a folder called UPRD and share it with the domain users. Now, create the policy for user profile redirection by going to User Configuration, Windows Settings, where you will find Folder Redirection. Set up basic folder redirection for each of the default folders, such as desktop and documents. Enter the root path as the UPRD folder. Don't forget to change other settings, like exclusive privilege and policy removal settings. When users log in with their domain credentials, the Users folder will automatically be created with the appropriate permissions, ensuring that each user has access to their own folder and no others. In this demo, I've set up Redirection for desktop, documents, pictures, music, and other folders, all connected with this policy. Now apply this policy to the organizational unit that you want to redirect their desktop and document files. Next, we will create some restriction policies, such as hiding the C drive, hiding specific control panel items, and more. In this demo, I'm creating some of the most important and commonly used policies, but this is not an exhaustive list. You can create as many policies as needed, customized according to your organization's IT policy. To create the C drive hide policy, we can protect the system drive files from being tampered with by users. This policy is available under User Configuration, Administrative Templates, Windows Components. You can choose to hide all drives or specific computer drive letters from the user's computer. We will also apply another policy called Autoplay Stop, which will prevent users' computers from automatically running any files from external drives like USB sticks, CDs, or DVDs. This policy is also found in the same Windows Components section under User Configuration. You can choose to stop only CD-ROM and removable media, or stop all external devices, depending on your choice. Similarly, we will disable the command prompt for users to prevent unwanted scripts from running, which helps protect your organization from viruses or other threats. This policy is available in User Configuration, Administrative Templates system. You will find a policy called Prevent Access to the Command Prompt, which you need to enable to activate this feature. Additionally, we will stop certain components of the control panel from being accessible to users' computers. Now, we will do some beautification for our domain users, such as setting a desktop wallpaper from the server side. To do this, create a folder and add an image in JPEG format, which you want to set as the user's computer wallpaper via policy. Don't forget to set the read permission by sharing the folder with the domain users. Next, create a policy and edit it under User Configuration, Administrative Templates, Desktop. Here, you will find a policy where you can specify the shared path and the image name along with the file extension. You can also prohibit users from changing the wallpaper by adjusting the policy settings. We can also set policies for Google Chrome using a custom policy that we downloaded earlier, along with the Google Chrome MSI files. In the Google Chrome Enterprise Bundle folder, you will find ADMX and ADML files. Copy these files according to your language or location and paste them into the Windows Policy Definitions folder. Now, you can control Google Chrome settings via Group Policy. Here, you can set the default website that you want users to see when they log in to Google Chrome. You can set the policy to either overwrite user settings or not. Similarly, you can set a policy for auto-deleting cache and cookies for domain users. Finally, we are ready to add computers to the domain named ig.local. I am adding my demo Windows 11 computer to the organization's domain from a basic workgroup computer. Please note that the domain joining feature is only available for Windows Pro and Enterprise editions. If you are using a Windows Home computer, you cannot join it to the domain environment. After adding the computer to the domain, log in with the users we created earlier and change the user password according to the policy. By default, the domain computer host is placed under the computer's container, which we need to move to the IG computer's organizational unit because we applied some computer or host-based policies to it. If we don't move it to the correct container, the policy will not be applied to the computer. You can use the gpupdate command to update the policy and apply it to the user's computer. You may need to restart the computer for the policy to take effect properly. Now you can see that the policies are active on the user's computer. That's all for now. If you face any issues, please comment below. If you like our videos, don't forget to hit the subscribe and follow buttons.